Hi, this is Mark Richards, creator of CandidatesChair.com. Thanks for visiting the site, and welcome to this free seminar on creating a home budget during job search. The purpose of this seminar is to explain how a home budget can help reduce your stress, introduce you to the budget tool available on the Candidates Chair site, and go through the 5 steps to actually create a budget. No matter where you are in your search or where you're drawing your funds, having a budget is a good practice to reduce your stress. The way I look at it, you can either think about your money or manage your money, and a budget is a way to manage it. So why does a budget help? Going through the process of creating a budget helps you understand the spending choices that you're making, so it allows you to see how much cash you need to maintain your lifestyle, which then will let you figure out how many months you have until you reach either your minimum savings or maximum borrowing, and the minimum salary acceptable to keep the lifestyle going that you want. If you have a spouse or partner, a budget is a great way for you to agree on a financial plan together. Under Tools you need on the Candidates Chair site, you'll find near the top a family budget file. This is an Excel file that I actually used during my own search, and it allows you to create a budget and then also track against it. It includes the usual expenses you'll find for running a home. One of the items I get questioned on very often is why there's a line in there for vacation. Hey man, I'm out of work, don't you get that? And I do, and it's built for both during your search and after your search. There's obviously enough stress going through job search, and most of us build up a pretty good sized amount of deferred items we want to take care of when we get back to working. Maintaining your budget will help you get through all those deferred items and not create a whole bunch of new financial stress. Again, you've had enough stress already. Now, this is coming from a CFO, and I'll tell you, budgets are never exact, and tracking is the most important thing. So let's get started. The first step is just to go ahead and gather your information. You've got income, unemployment, bills, pull it all together, put it in one spot. There are items I call standard expenses, things that you spend every month. Part of those are direct bill, items like your utility or your mobile phone. Others are targeted amounts, where you spend but there's no invoice. Food is a perfect example of that. Expenses come in different intervals, so look for items that are monthly, quarterly, and annually. Also, think of other expenses, like say a car repair, that you know are coming up that you need to plan for. I always recommend collecting several months' worth of information just to make sure you don't miss anything. Now the second step is to review your information. Sort your standard expenses in different categories so you know what they are, and then I recommend making just one category for discretionary, like clothing and entertainment. Don't try and separate it because it varies so much month to month, it's just too hard to manage. Now look at your bills and understand the source of the expense. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to be able to ask the question, can I or we live without or reduce it? This is really powerful. In my first job transition, by just simply eliminating the services we no longer used, my wife and I saved almost $100 a month. We were actually shocked. The last tip I'll give you, and this is from personal experience, if you're doing this with a spouse or partner, don't start this late at night. The third step is to go ahead and actually draft a budget. Start with any outside income, whether it's from your spouse or if you're consulting or wherever, and then go ahead and put through all your standard expenses. Now just put in one amount for the discretionary spend. Again, don't try and target the specifics because it's just too hard to track. Now once you have those first 3 done, you'll see whether or not your income covers all those expenses. If it doesn't, then you'll go through and figure out how much you have to take out of savings or borrow to cover the shortfall. Now if you really don't care to work with numbers or Excel, the file is really not that hard to work with. Go ahead and get a friend to help you out so you get it done right. Step 4 is to go ahead and make decisions around your budget. The real key to a good budget is trying to be as realistic as you can, both on how much you'll spend or on how little you want to spend. Typically, if you're too restrictive, you'll very likely abandon your budget quickly because by the 10th of the month you'll be out of money. Oh, this budget's dumb, I'm done with it. I always encourage people to put in a little money to relax. Now it doesn't have to be a lot of money, it could be video rentals or whatever, just to allow yourself to have a little bit of fun because it's really good for the psyche. If you happen to be in the unfortunate position where you're really in a critical state, at least you'll have all the information in front of you to make some decisions. This process of making decisions can be a difficult step, so before you take it on, make sure you're ready. The 5th step is go ahead and start tracking it. It's really tracking your spend is what makes the budget work. Within the tool, you'll find separate tabs for the standard expenses and other discretionary expenses. I would encourage you at a minimum to set up a schedule for inputting your information. And the reason for that is that the amount of money you spent last week you probably won't remember this week, and so you don't want to end up with a nasty surprise when you try and pull your budget together at the end of the month. Now, if you happen to go over or under, you can always pull it forward to the next month. Creating a routine is your best chance of actually using the budget, where you put your bills, when you put them into the system, when you discuss the budget. Now, a home budget is just one piece of the bigger financial picture. I always advise people to go out and seek help to understand all your financial items, whether it's debt, investment, etc. Because again, the more you understand, the more you can control. Job search is going to give you enough stress, so hopefully by going through this budget and looking at your bigger financial picture, it'll help bring it down for you. Once again, this is Mark Richards, creator of CandidatesChair.com. Thanks for joining me today, and good luck.